The only reason why you've had to experience so much adversity and trials and tribulations and trauma was because you weren't where you needed to be and you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Tyre Guidance, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, of course, there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, so only and always take what resonates, as well as leaving the rest, and grab your pen and your paper and some water and some tea and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over 5 recommendations on how you need to be aware of your surroundings and yourself, as well as being intentional about your purpose, so you don't continue to be distracted, as well as 5 disclaimers when it comes to you moving accordingly by being aligned with your highest self. The first thing you have to be aware of is what it is that you want. Until you are specific and strategic about what it is that you want in this life, you're constantly going to be confused, led astray, you could be influenced, and you'll be distracted. Some people will intentionally try to distract you and manipulate you and take advantage of you because they notice about you, or you'll just end up on the deep end or in an environment or a place around certain people who don't resonate with you. It ends up costing you your life or your freedom and even your time. So when you figure out what it is that you want, you have to remove any and everything that's not compatible with that thing. So that's the second thing. And how you figure out what it is that you want, which is going to be the third thing, is taking time to yourself. The people that you see live the life that you want had to be very specific and intentional. A lot of people talking about this all the time, whether they're celebrities, people that you know in your family, friends, etc. What we want to do is not new, anything underneath the sun. It's new to us, and we're not going to have the same outcome as them, but we know it's possible. You have to realize that if you want to live a certain life, or if you want to live a certain type of way, if you are not walking in that direction, or you're not being intentional, or you don't have boundaries, or if you're not trying and practicing, you're not going to be able to become the best version of yourself, and you're not going to be able to see the vision all the way through. You have to take it seriously. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to take your life seriously all day, every day. I think it's really important to have balance. But when it comes to goals, when it comes to vision, in order for you to execute it, it has to be specific. So whenever you have the chance, that's your homework assignment. Take some time to yourself and figure out if you want something, how you could start working towards it, what you have, so what you're capable of doing right now, and what you need to remove. Everything else from experience comes once you decide to be committed. So if you don't want to be committed, you can't expect anything. But when you decide to take your life seriously, when you decide to take whatever it is that you want seriously, everything else will follow. And you have to be okay with that. So if you ask to be in healthy relationships, whatever that looks like to you, right? Anything and anybody that you used to know or that you currently know, if they're not energetically, emotionally, subconsciously, physically, financially in alignment with that, they got to be removed. You have to be able to create distance. You have to be okay with that. You have to be able to be okay with letting go of things that no longer serve you, so you can make space and receive the things that you actually want. So the 4th and 5th thing, let me know what number I'm at because I lost count, is just knowing that once you decide to live a certain life or to be a certain type of way, you can't go backwards. So now, the 5 recommendations. Number 1, always trust your gut. And disclaimer, I forgot to say this. Your homework assignments are challenges that you have to do when you watch these videos. And how you go about completing your homework assignments is in the comment section by engaging, right? Or whenever you have the chance and when you're taking your notes. When you watch these videos, same thing. It needs to be intentional. Don't watch it just to hear me speak. Watch it and take what resonates, leave the rest. As your favorite mental health specialist, a motivational educator, and your favorite rich auntie, life has been a life. And speaking from experience, If you want to live a certain type of life, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional when you watch YouTube, when you watch these videos. Not saying that you can't have fun and that you can't watch YouTube for other reasons, but when it comes to this account, we're here to inform, motivate, and educate. So keep that in mind. And you can comment in the comment section in this video or the next one. But it needs to be done because I'm here to hold you accountable. You asked for a sign. Here it is. With that being said, trust your intuition. Always go to God, ancestors, universe, Allah, whatever it is that you believe in if you are not somebody who has trust within yourself. But always trust your intuition. Always go to them if you don't trust yourself to confirm it. You cannot always listen to what people say and even what they do when their energy and in their spirit doesn't align with it. So if you have discernment, you can feel things before you see things. You know truth. You have a certain level of wisdom. You have a certain level of guidance. Everyone doesn't have discernment. Everyone is not wise. So people can say, yes, I support you. I love you. Their energy. What is their energy like? What is their body language like? There are subtle things and little things that people do that they are not aware of subconsciously, right? And consciously, because they've been programmed or trained to think a certain type of way. So always trust your intuition. Always trust your gut. Don't allow people to manipulate you or tell you certain things, because people who know that you don't trust your intuition or your gut will try to manipulate you, will take advantage of you, or they'll lead you astray because they don't know any better. Always trust your intuition. Number 2, once you realize that you want to do something, you have to be practical about what you're capable of doing. If you have a specific goal in mind, it's not impossible, but you have to realize, in order for me to be in alignment of this thing and not be distracted, I have to start making choices daily or whenever I have the chance, repetitively, consistently. When you are doing things that are not in alignment with what it is that you want, that's where the confusion comes from. And I'm speaking from experience. When I was not where I needed to be, because we all have a past, we all have a story. It was so much trauma and karma and just so much negativity. But I couldn't sit here and be frustrated and angry, which I wasn't. This is what I'm telling you guys from experience. But I just had to come to my senses that, hey, I'm actually way off from my path. I actually drifted. And then instead of beating yourself up about you drifting, once you clock it, once you realize you're not in alignment of what the things that you want, you could revert yourself. You'll get rerouted. And for those of you who believe in God, ancestors, universe, that's all it is. The only reason why you had to go through certain things in your life was to realize this is not what you want. And honestly, for those who do believe in God, ancestors, universe, you have to be thankful, because you could walk so far off from your purpose that you end up not being here, like you lose your life, you take your life, or just being in situations that it takes a lot to overcome from and bounce back from. Or sometimes some people don't. Some people don't always bounce back. You have to realize everyone's not me and everyone's not you. So once again, be intentional. Learning to be intentional about what you want takes time. So that's the third or fourth thing. You have to practice. You have to work towards what it is that you want. And if you're afraid in the beginning, that's common for people who are not confident. Over time, you will gain the confidence. But once you decide that you want something and you take it seriously, it's no doubling back. Because what happens is, speaking from experience, you become adapted. You should enjoy the process. And people say that all the time. Trust the process, trust the process. It was the process. And that's true. You have to take steps. What you may want requires you to do certain things you're not used to doing. Like I said, it's common for people to be afraid in the beginning because you never done it before and maybe you weren't shown and taught. So you may not know what you're doing. But as long as you want to do it and you're making the effort, as you put in these actions and as you plant your seed, you'll see the results. you'll reap it. And you guys, I have an eyelash in my eye. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. I have an eyelash in my eye. But anyways, sorry about that, guys. I have an eyelash in my eye and it was bothering me. You cannot continue to make certain choices that are not in alignment with your purpose, or it's going to cost you. And like I said, we don't want it to cost our lives. We don't want it to cost it our lives, is what I meant to say. It shouldn't have to. Learn the lesson the first time, if not the second time. But when you continue over and over and you don't clock it or you don't peep it or you're not able to separate yourself, and the best way for you to even acknowledge this is to be separated, because what happens is it will get to a point when you are around the wrong people, places, and things, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. God, ancestors, the universe will take everything. People, places, jobs, money, cars. I'm telling you guys from experience, will take everything. Will cause confusion, will cause confliction, will cause tension, will cause animosity until you realize this is not meant to be. This is not going to work. Whether it's in the moment or long term. And it's not until it gets worse or everything is taken away from you that you realize, okay. Be okay with that. You're going to grow as you move forward in life. That's okay. The people and places and things who are meant to be a part of the journey, whether it's in the season, in the middle, the beginning, or the entire time, will be there. Everything else, let it fall apart. But once you realize what it is that you want and you start aligning yourself with it, everything else will be tuned down. Everything else will be tuned down. But you have to commit, so you have to make a decision, right? You have to learn how to trust yourself. You have to learn how to trust your intuition. Like I said, if you don't trust God, ancestors of the universe, and you just have to stay focused. You don't have to be worried about what other people say and do and what they think. They're not a part of the vision. They're not a part of the picture. And every single person who was not meant to be a part of my picture, they're no longer in the picture. And a lot of times too, when you're not where you need to be, or you're just going through things and you weren't taught and shown this, you'll be around certain people, places, and things, and it just doesn't work out. It's just not for you. And you have to realize when you remove yourself from certain people, places, and things, your life is going to get better. I'm telling you guys from experience. My life is so much more peaceful. It's always been peaceful, but I am so much more in alignment because certain people, places, and things are not in my life. And I thank God they're not in my life because they were in the way. They were in the way. And they didn't mean me any well. They didn't mean themselves well. They didn't mean me any well. I don't want to continue to be around people and places and things like that. And neither should you. It doesn't matter who it is. You got to go. You're in the way. Okay? They love you. You love them. It's not going to change anything. And it shows you who's for you and who's not, and what it is that you want and what you don't want. But you don't need to beat yourself up because, like I said, if you weren't taught and shown this takes time. So when you guys watch these videos, be intentional, be vulnerable, and be honest. You can't be embarrassed or ashamed that you got sidetracked or that you were distracted, or maybe you were lost or confused because you weren't shown and taught the way, or you're still figuring out what your purpose is, because you only know your purpose. Nobody could tell you what your purpose is in life. People can have an idea, right? Like, don't get it twisted. We all have discernment. We all have intuition. But it's up to you to walk the direction. You're the only one who knows exactly what the end all be all is as you walk this path. Like I said, people are going to witness it as you show up for yourself. But nobody can call judgment or place judgment over your life, especially when you meet these certain people, places, and things, and you're not even meant to be around them in the first place. But that's a different topic for a different video. I'm going to keep it cute. So if you don't want to continue to make certain choices in your life and be in certain situations and have to recover, because the recovery, the consequences of your actions is going to cost you. It's going to cost a lot. If you're not willing to put in the work and rebuild and start over and get it all back, I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it. And I'm telling you guys from this experience because I had to learn this information for myself. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching the video all the way to the end. Thank you for liking and commenting and engaging and subscribing and turning on your post notifications. Thank you guys for following me on all social media platforms. All the information will be down in the description box below, as well as booking your services and your sessions at my website at tyguidance.summer.com. Once again, all the information will be down in the description down below. You guys, I need to go ahead and end off this video because this eyelash is blowing me. And follow me on my like I said, my Instagram and on my TikTok. I'll be going live answering guys' questions and concerns if you haven't booked your service in your appointment yet, as well as DM me on Instagram if you have questions and comments that are maybe more, confidential and you just don't feel too comfortable yet expressing them on the internet, on YouTube, in the comment section. But just keep that in mind and let me know your experience. You ever was around certain people, places, and things that you had no business being around and you kept wondering why was so much tension and hostility? Because you wasn't meant to be there. And that's okay. The people that you're meant to be around understand that. But stop ignoring your intuition. Start paying attention. If not, we reap what we sow, good or bad. And everything you do comes with a consequence. So if you're not willing to pay the price, pay attention. Pay attention.